Alright guys, so as you can see by the title, this is Panel de Pon 64. It's a game that wasn't released in the United States or in Japan, and it has a nice history to go with it. But before we get into that and we talk about gameplay, and we show some gameplay and then talk about the game, we will get into kind of like what this card is, and what these labels or the stickers all mean. This is basically a prototype, and the reason why it's a prototype, it gets used to dump games, to either try them out, look for bugs, develop them even more, or maybe to give them to reviewers to check out and see what they are all about. Usually when you are getting this prototype with a better label and given to you as a review copy, the label will look better. It will look more appealing to the eye if it has a better label. If you have a test card or a card that is for development, it usually looks sloppy like this. It is not really meant for people to see it, so it would have things like this label. They will write down different names, because technically you can use these things. You can test the game, empty them out, and then put another game in. So you didn't want to put any labels in there because you just kind of wanted to write over and do whatever you need to do. In case of this one, the game that's in it, of course, is Panel de Pon 64. This one is a little bit different from the ones I've seen. It has this Nintendo with the Vice President of Engineering's name in there, which is a little different from what I've seen. The NUS in here, it actually means the Nintendo Ultra 64, which was the name that was given to the N64 before it was produced. So NUS means Nintendo Ultra 64. The actual numbers with letters in here, it actually is this, basically the type of board that is being used. The 256 and 256K is basically memory and all that fun stuff. Property on Nintendo. It also has some seals on each side. They haven't been broken, so that's kind of cool. And then in the back, it also has this, I would say, a serial number. They kind of just show you what is basically the serial number for the card. The way, again, that we talked about, that you can tell that this is beta. In beta, you will see when I show it in the video, you will see like a little corner that will say beta, and that way you know that that is what it is. So what we'll do now is we'll kind of show you some gameplay, show you exactly what the game looks like. Then I will give you a very interesting story about how this game came about, what game became of this, and it's actually a very cool story. So make sure you stick it around and we can look at it after I show you the video. Alright guys, as you can see, it says pre-beta there, version 79. I'm assuming that's just the beta, is just because it's an initial title, or a working title. It says, I'm assuming Panel de Pon 64. I has a couple of versions of it, so I'm going to try to show you everything, or show you a couple of things of the versions that it has. I'm assuming this is one player. Again, pick here. I get to pick the person, I guess, and then you can play it in 2D or 3D. We're going to try 2D first, and then we'll do 3D. This is what 2D looks like. And again, I've never played puzzle games, so I have no idea what I'm looking at. I'm assuming that you gotta try to put things together. I just don't know how you get that done. But like I said, it's your typical puzzle game. Pokemon Puzzle League basically looks the same. If you are into this type of game, I'm sure you will enjoy it. I am not the type that plays these games. I have no idea what I'm doing. But that's basically what it looks like. It's basically, that's the 2D version. What I'm going to try to do is do actually the 3D version in a minute. From what I hear, this can get addictive, but I don't know if I can ever get addicted to this. Not my thing at all. So we're going to switch up to 3D so you can see that. And we'll play a different character just so you can see. If I were to play this, this would probably be the one I would play. I like kind of like the whole turning part of it. Again, excuse me, I don't, like I said, I have no idea what I'm doing, but still, very cool. Very cool to be playing a game that wasn't supposed to be out there and have it here with all these options. And it's mostly, it looks pretty complete. I haven't tried the whole thing, so I'm not 100% sure that I'm doing everything correctly. But all in all, it is pretty awesome. I'm going to switch over to, I think, the story mode, so you can see that. Actually, I gotta go back a little more. I believe I did this for the story mode. We will see. No, that's not it. Let me go back. Maybe this. We'll see. Yep, so this is the story mode. Like I said, pretty cool that it's a working title, that it has all these options that you can play. I'm going to press A and hopefully just skips it, but if not, it might probably take me to the startup menu, so hopefully it doesn't do that, but we'll see. I press A, I'll do A one more time. I guess you can speed it up, which is good. That's cool. Here we go. And I guess then you play against other people. And I am playing against a computer. And we're not gonna stay here to watch me lose. But this is it. Just wanted you guys to get an idea of what we're playing. Very cool, very happy, very excited to pick this up. So we'll go back and we'll talk about the actual game a little bit more now. So as I said, this is Panel de Pon 64. This was supposed to be a follow-up to Panel de Pon for the Super Nintendo. The reason why you don't remember Panel de Pon for the Super Nintendo is because they had turned it into Tetris Attack to make it seem more appealing to the American audience. They kind of changed all the graphics. The gameplay remained the same, but they put different characters instead of the ones they used in Japan. They used characters like Yoshi, and I believe Mario was in it too. But basically, it just made it more Americanized so people can buy it in, of course, in the United States. This was supposed to be the follow-up to that, and it was actually done in 1999. Nobody ever saw it. It never came out either in Japan or it never came out in the United States. So this game was never seen, especially with the title screen being, Panel de Pon 64. What happened was that game turned into Pokemon Puzzle League. Again, all graphics were replaced and, Pokemon characters were placed instead. Just to make it again more interesting. I'm not sure why it never came out as the game Panel de Pon in the United States. So basically the only version that came out as a puzzle game was the Pokemon Puzzle League. Very interesting and extremely excited and happy that I was able to find something like this. I have looked everywhere, and from what I can see, this has never come out anywhere for the N64, and nobody has ever seen it. I will try to leave some links down below so you can get to see what people are saying and what they were thinking. I need to give a big shout out to Lucky Anime Collector. He was very helpful. He kind of guided me along and kind of told me exactly what this was, and I took it from there. So thank you to him. Make sure to check out his link down below. He's an awesome guy, awesome collector, picks up some crazy stuff. To make sure you check him out. One thing that I also should say about this is that in 2003, the GameCube threw out like a Nintendo puzzle collection in which some people say this game was in there. This is obviously only a Japan only version, so I never played it, so I don't know if it ever came out. So people are saying that that is still out there. I'm also trying to decide what am I going to do with the game. I don't know if I should be dumping it into a ROM and letting everybody play it if they want to. I'm just kind of scared of kind of trying to do that and kind of messing up the game that's in it right now. Since I believe it has never been seen, I want to make sure that it doesn't get damaged in any way. Like I said, this is a flash card. I don't know how they react to a lot of play. I'm assuming because this is a test or a beta version that you can play it as many times as you want to, and you don't have to worry about getting erased. So I'm kind of debating what am I going to do with the game. If you guys have any ideas, if you guys know people that I can contact to get a better idea of what to do with it, let me know. Like I said, this is very interesting, very unique, and something that I would never think I will ever get again. Nothing this rare, especially for a game that was unreleased and unpublished. It's just kind of amazing for me to be able to find this in a corner of Massachusetts, and it's just extremely exciting. Don't forget to like and subscribe. You can also check out my Instagram. I actually opened one up not too long ago. I will kind of show you some snippets of what I found during the week, and then at the end of the week we'll obviously still do the videos as we usually do. Again, thank you all for watching. Thank you all for sticking around. I know the presentation is not the greatest, but we just kind of wanted to give you an idea of what I found and give you a little bit more in-depth information about it. Again, thank you all, and again, we'll talk to you all next week. Later.